guys, this is Kendall with BlackOvis.com. We're here in our storefront, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Bohning tower. And this is the fletching jig that I'm personally using. A couple of guys around here have switched over from other different jigs to this one. We're going to go through what the jig has, the various benefits, and then a couple of things that I use when I'm fletching up my arrows. Today I'm going to fletch up the Easton FMJ. And I'm going to do a 3 fletch with a 3-inch Bohning X vein. So I have done in the past. These are some 2-inch nitro veins I've got with a camel fire wrap, and it's got a 3-degree right-hand helical. I've done the blazer veins, also with the same jig. It's interchangeable. It's got a lot of cool features. So let's dive right into it. First off, the price. The Bohning jig comes in around $73. A little more expensive than some of the other jigs, but I think once you see the benefits, you'll realize that it's money well spent. I've used the single jigs, the Bitzenberger, the Arizona Easy Fletch, which is also a great jig, but this is the one that I've kind of honed in on why I like it. So first off, one of the things you'll notice when you get the jig, you'll see that it comes with a few different arms. The gray arm is for up to a 4-inch vein on just a 1 degree. It comes with the red arms that allow up to a 3-degree helical for longer veins, and then the black ones that have gone in right here are for 2-inch for like your blazers, your nitros, max hunters, those sort of things. One of the cool things that it includes is actually includes 5 of these posts, and each one of these posts, I only have 3 of them right here. But each post is designed to fit a different arrow diameter. So the ones I've got on this one I've got on right now fits the Easton injection FMJ. I'm gonna have to bump up to this post, which will fit the Axis FMJ, the standard one. And then they've got bigger ones for you guys that are shooting more standard or even the fat arrows. So, and then it also comes with these 2 guys. This one I've never even used because again it's used for the like fat target arrows. This one is for, once you get the arrow in, I'll show you in just a little bit, this comes down and clamps around here. So let's dive into kind of how this fits. One of the things you'll notice right off the bat is I've got this silver stuff on here. This silver stuff is Bohning makes this clamp release tape, and it's about 20 bucks for a pack of 20, so it's almost $1 a tape. Seems pretty expensive, but after you use this once or twice, you'll realize this is well worth it. Right here on the jig, a buddy of mine here at Camel Fire and BlackOvis used this jig, and he got a little crazy with the glue. So I've got glue buildup all over. But like I'm going to show you here in just 1 second, you can peel this tape off, put new tape on, and it prevents the glue from sticking to the plastic and building up, which can inhibit like getting the fletching on properly. So the other thing it does is very easy to wipe off if you use just like a paper towel that's wet, which I've got right here. So let's go ahead and we're going to take that off. I'm going to use my pocket knife and just we're just going to peel off a little bit. So once you get the clamp release tape off, or if you're starting fresh with like one of these, it's super easy to put on. This stuff peels off. So I'm going to take this. On the 2-inch vein, what I've done, instead of, as you can see, the arm is shorter than the clamp release tape, so you can actually cut that a little bit. Pretty simple to put on. Just peel that off. You can see it's aluminum foil backing, and then I just center it right on top of the arm. Push it down once, and then I come back and push the sides down. Just bend it down the side. You want to make sure the top right here is flat. And see, I've got a little bit of a turn there, a little bit of a fold there, but it's not that big of a deal. Take my fingernail and just kind of gently push it down on the inside here. And then once you've got the clamp release tape on, then just take a pocket knife or a razor blade and just make a slit right in the middle. And then once you've made the slit in the middle, what I'll do is I'll take the side of the blade and I'll kind of push it against the arm. Just the inside of that slot, so that clamp release tape kind of pushes down in there. Or you can take a fingernail and do that, and then boom, you're ready. So what I'm going to do today is, because I'm going to be fletching up this Easton FMJ with a 3-inch, and I got these veins in from Bohning. They're the new X vein, the 3-inch vein. So I'm gonna be fletching some of those up. So as you can see, I've got the 2-inch arm in here. So we're gonna go ahead and release or take those arms out. So on the underside of each of the arms, there's a little Allen wrench head. So a little nut here. So go ahead and pop those off. But instead of popping them completely off, what I found works best is if you just loosen them enough. The first time you do this, if you take it all the way off, you'll realize that that it's a pain in the butt to get it back on. On the bottom side of each of the arms, there's a little kind of a little knock that fits inside the flat piece. So what I do is I loosen it just enough to get the nut through and slide that back in. And you hear that just sinks right up in there. And then just tighten that guy right back down. Super easy. So you just repeat that process for each of the arms so you can get all 3 arms ready for the 4-inch vane. So I'm going to take my arrow, put it in here, and I'm using this the BlackOvis wraps. So I've got my my lever arm ready. These arms right here, the slider that goes to the top. I'm going to grab my vanes, just slide them right into the slot here. I slide it right down the very bottom. So, and it doesn't really matter which arm you put the cock vane in. If you're just using all 3 vanes, same color, again, just throw them all, of course, all in. I usually tend to put the cock vane on this one on the right-hand side, so I'm actually going to pop that guy out. You see they come out pretty easy, and again, they just slide in. I usually slide them in, and then the butt first, kind of down the bottom, slide it all the way to the bottom. If you push too far, the one thing I found is, depending on the cut that you put in the clamp release tape, it may inhibit the distance. So I don't push them down really tight, but I try and just softly push them all the way down. These vanes are a little more flexible than like the nitros, so just watch that you don't bend them. Not that it's that big of a deal again, because they are flexible. Cool. So I've got the vanes in right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the glue. I use AE Max Bond. We sell it on BlackOvis. It's the best glue I've found. There's a lot of great glues out there, so you obviously use what you're comfortable with. And then once you apply the glue, you can situate the wrap to wherever you want it. And we're going to tip these up like this, just against there. And I don't know if you can see, but when you tip that up, the vanes are not quite in contact with the shaft. So then I'll put this little guy over the top, push this down gently, and then right here there's an arm that you release, and it pulls them in, and I slide that down until it's snug. And I usually wait about 30 to 35 seconds. Some glues tell you to wait longer. That's kind of the best time frame I found, that I can still pull this off, wipe down the excess glue. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Because one tip that you might want to do with your glue, the lids on these drive me nuts. If there's one feedback I'd have for the glue companies, it's like you got to get a better lid. So I use a little safety pin in here. Make sure you store your glue in the fridge. If you've noticed on here, I've got there's a little crack in here, and that's because I had this out in the garage. It got hot, expanded, and it actually cracked it. So once you're ready to put the glue on, I do a quick check to make sure the height of my vanes is going to be accurate all the way around. Nothing worse than fletching up an arrow, and I know it probably doesn't matter too much, but when it comes to precision and having my arrows dialed and my setup ready, I don't want to have some small thing in the back of my mind, have me thinking, is this arrow going to fly true? So I just do a quick check. I fold these up. I open up the arm, the lever arm, so you can see that lever arm right here. Kind of moves that back. I'll fold those up, and then I'll just kind of take a check and make sure that the vane height is about the same all the way across. Like I said, the only difference is going to be if you've jammed one down a little bit farther, and it looks like those ones are going to line up nicely. So the other thing I like to do is I like to line up the cock vane with any kind of logos, just so it places right. So I'm going to put that BlackOvis logo just to the left of the cock vane. So we're right there, we're ready to go. And we're going to take, and then, you know, like every other fletching jig, you're going to want to use just a little bead of glue going on each vein. And I found there's plenty of time. You know, I've heard guys say, well, what if my glue dries too fast, and on the first one it doesn't stick as good? I've never found that to happen. I probably fletched, I don't know, between my boys and myself, friends, guys here in the shop, a few customers that have come in that I've done their setups for them. I've probably done 100 different dozen arrows, and never seen it dry too fast. So we'll go ahead and put a little bead on each one of these. Okay, we're good to go. So again, I'm just gonna like rotate this. You can drill this into like a workbench, but as you can see, I like to have it mobile. So I'm just gonna tip these guys up like that. I'm going to put this guy down over top, push this down with a little bit of effort, and I'm going to flip the switch, and we're in there. And you can see I pushed down a little bit more. I'm going to let that sit. So we're going to wait about 30 seconds and pop that off. I like to have a little bit of a paper towel ready. I've got a little bit damp, so it's easier to get that glue off. So what I usually do is I will actually pull this off before I activate the lever arm. So I'm going to pop that guy up. Takes just a little bit of effort there. That clamp release tape caught on the edge a little bit. I peel that back, pull that out there. Boom. Just like that. Ready to go. Once your arrow's done, I usually just pop the knock back in, line that guy up. Good to go. Got one arrow ready to roll. Again, this is a great jig. It's super adjustable as far as the type of veins you're using. If you want a helical, if you just want a straight, if you're running, you know, 3-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch, running a micro diameter like the injection, a small diameter like the axis, or maybe a standard diameter like the Max Hunters from Carbon Express, or some of the other arrows out there. Definitely, you know, you're going to use this once and you'll be sold. I've got guys that have come and use this jig from me, and they can't stomach, you know, the $74 that it is, $70 that it is to pick up this jig, and it'll pay for itself. This is a fantastic jig. Really stoked to have it. Go to blackovis.com and you pick that up. Thanks for watching, guys.